So I'll probably have to explain this again for the people watching on YouTube. I'm just going to be adding a few details to this suburbs that we have over here. At the time of this live stream, well, episode 33 of Nydal hasn't come out, but if you're watching this live stream right now, episode 33 will come out tomorrow, and it's going to be one of those like big episodes. Not really big, but like it's one of those builds that a lot of people have been asking for ever since I started this project. So, and it came out great. Like I actually finished it in one episode. I'm super excited to show that. I'm sure you're gonna like it. And if not, I don't know, man. I don't know. So in the last live stream, we kind of did this little shipyard of sorts and this like fishing sort of village. I think we need to add a few more houses alongside this road. This bridge doesn't belong here, I don't think. But I do need to connect this road somehow to this upper part. So let's see. Let's figure out a way that we can get this done. Should we go with the... Let's try this for a second. I want to see what the difference is. And by the way, we need to force terrain, disable collisions. I also want to disable snapping. There we go. I wish that was like a thing that automatically... Basically, I want the game to remember these settings because I always use it like this. I never like turn on this snapping or like any other things. Especially collisions. I never want things to collide. If there's anything in the way, I will manually delete it, but I never want things to be colliding with one another. All right. Beautiful. Not really. What do we have here? So we have this like bushes alongside this. I'm going to try to point the camera that way so that we don't get like a terrible frame rate, but we have a bit of a steep slope here. Joran, you already have a residence, but thank you so much for the 2 months. I guess at this point you can afford more property in Nydal. That's awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much. You're super generous. Why is this curve not where it I forgot things. This is what I want. There we go. Now it's snapped in place. Just want to get the right tangent. In fact, I think I want to perhaps do this. And by the way, I'm using like the workshop version of Move It right now. I'm not using that weird beta that allow you to move PO objects and things. So I have the same version that you could get on your own, because the other version of Move It was just causing me some issues. And since I'm not using a lot of PO assets, then I think we're fine. Okay, I think I want to keep using these like French houses. So what are they actually called? Does it tell you? It doesn't tell you exactly what the asset is called. Did I ever get that building picker? I have like the net picker, but not the house picker. Let's go for Grobel's low density. There we go. These are the ones that I want to be using. So let's try to like mix them up a bit. So maybe add a couple here. We do definitely need to have a stretch of road that doesn't have the bushes on the side. So something that I should probably keep in mind. I wish the terrain wasn't so steep here that it will let me plop these houses, but shouldn't be that bad. Oh, I kind of want to add some more on this side. Let's do some terraforming here, shall we? In fact, this road, maybe it's a little too steep, so maybe we can bring it down. What if we bring it down to this level? How crazy is that? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But this right here may not be that crazy. If we do something like that, that sort of works. Tangent is a little off, but we could just move this around here, get that going. Let's get that tree out of the way. And suddenly this looks a little better. There we go. Nice. Davis C83, 5 months. Holy crap. Yes, throw some toaster hypes in the chat, please. The glossy water, I think is the culprit. What mod gave you that? What do you mean the glossy water? I mean, I think the water is just whatever the map theme you got running. But I think you were asking someone else that. Yeah, you forgot to hype yourself. David, do you have a house in Nydal? I remember your name, but I can't remember if you do have a house in Nydal. Let me know, otherwise I'll give you one. Let me try to move some of these houses here. So we have this segment here. I think I could just do something like that. And I could grab, I heard another notification. Give me a second here. Is this the one that I want? What is this? Pier fake road. Okay. Oh, that's probably like some kind of invisible road. I want to see, make sure the transition is good. It's not great here. There's like a big bump that will destroy your car suspension. But I know there's a version of this that like matches the adjacent roads. I thought it was that one. I should probably unsubscribe to that one, to be honest, because it's never useful. Where the crap is it? Is it on a different menu? I don't think it's on a different menu. You know what? We can use this. Boing. There we go. I wish it would just highlight it on the menu though. Is that? I mean, am I going crazy? Is it the same one? What if I pick this one? Okay, now it's selecting this one, which is the one I want. What about this one? Oh, it's at the end of the freeway ones. I see. Okay, that makes some sense. Waterboy 525. You definitely have a house in Nydal, I'm pretty sure. But thank you for the resub. 7 months. Holy crap. That's amazing. Have I been... Is that for how long I've been streaming for? 7 months? Wow. I thought... In my mind, I feel like I just started streaming like 4 months ago. Even though that's like completely untrue. But it just feels like very recent. Teddy Cup, yes, you don't have one. You're right. I actually made a note, and I looked for it. Let's see. Let's give you a house that on this neighborhood. I think it'd be nicer. I'm trying to like not show you too much of the background scene. Let's see. Let me rotate it real quick to give you like a little hint. So right now, technically, what I did for the next episode is in frame. It's one of those like big things that you can see from afar. So this is as far as I'm gonna show it to you. But that episode should be coming out tomorrow, so don't worry. So Taddy, let me give you this corner building here. It's a big building. You're close to transit. It's a pretty decent location. You're water adjacent. So this will be your resident. So Taddy Cup, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Let me add a hash symbol at the end, that way I know this is a customized name, because I was just looking at the other ones. It's like, is this a username? Well, Hillside probably not, but like there were some random ones, like, well, Lafayette not so much, but like Birdsong, this kind of sounds like someone's Twitch username. So in order to make sure that I know which ones are actually named, I just added like a £sign at the end. Now this looks super odd. Why is this super odd? Let's take a look at... I mean, it's kind of wonky, but I think I am okay with it. You know what? Let's just move some of these houses. Probably maybe select notes instead of other things. There we go. If I can get this coastline done by the end of this stream, that would have been that would be nice, because I feel like the expansion of this neighborhood, like last episode, like all we did is just this road, and we spent a lot of time detailing this. But I really want to get some more houses here in Nydal because it's just, I mean, look at the demand. We need more houses, especially because I kind of want to start working on some industrial zoning soon. Well, not really zoning, but just like an area where there's industrial buildings. And it's going to be a problem if we don't have enough demand. I mean, no, it's not going to be a huge problem because obviously I haven't really paid a lot of attention to this, but we have zero industrial in Nydal aside from the dam back here. I think there's like maybe 2-3 industrial buildings there. But yeah, we should probably add a few more. This house I like, so I'm going to copy it, put it here, and have it be aligned to that, and move it in place. Cool. How does that looking? It's looking pretty good. Let's try to like center it. This stretch of road, it's not amazing, but like they're not usually like perfect in general. These sort of rural roads. Let's see. What map theme I'm using? So this map theme, I think that's what you're asking. It's called Reinhold. It's unfortunately no longer accessible to the public unless you're friends with Hadis on the Steam Workshop. She used to have a patron page, and that, you know, one of the perks was getting her map themes and other assets that she made private. But that is, I think she took her patron page down, so you can no longer get this map theme, which is unfortunate because I get this question all the time. People really want to play with this map theme, and I kind of made this whole map based on this map theme, which means that if you get another map theme, not everything looks great. Like I would still, you know, if for whatever reason she takes this map theme down like completely, I would probably switch back to the Cedar Valley 4K map theme, which is my all-time favorite, and it was made for like my very first City Skylines project. But yeah, this one specifically, it's no longer available. Again, you might want to try to befriend Hadis on the workshop, but yeah, or yeah, send her. Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. Oh, you meant the LUT. Okay. Yeah, you can get the map theme apparently by sending her a Twitter DM or through PayPal, something like that. Okay, that's good to know. The LUT that I'm using is I don't think I'm using any LUTs actually. I'm using just relight average, and the relight settings. How do I bring these up? I never know how to bring. Like, what's the shortcut for this? Also, I have all my keys like mapped to like Mac, because that's what I'm used to, even on Windows. So like whatever. Oh, there we go. Shift, Alt, L, I think would be. You probably can't see this because it's like super tiny, but the only values that I changed were temperature and tint, 0.25, 0.25, and then brightness, gamma, and contrast is set all the way to 1. Enable sky tone mapping and force low shadow bias, whatever the hell that means, and that's it. Everything else is default. So that's what I have, and I'm using again the relight average. Hopefully that answered your question. Taddy says you can text Hadis on Twitter. I didn't have access to it now. That's what she wrote to me. Hi Taddy, first off, thank you for the nice words. As long as my Patreon is paused, you can donate via PayPal. Okay, that makes sense. Every amount is welcome. Patreon got access to... patrons got access for $1 per month. So based on your amount, you get access for X amounts. Well, there you go. That's one way to do it. And it's paypal.me/HAD for those of you watching this on YouTube. Cool. What are your graphic mods? Mine never look so close to yours at all. Well, I mean, I have a whole bunch of different mods that deal with that. I basically cover that on the first episode of Nydal, so you might want to go check that out. Like literally like the first 10-15 minutes of that, the first episode were me going through all of my graphic settings. So yeah. Oh, and Cuboid says, hey, by the way, hi Cuboid. Hades gives her assets to creators for free. So if you, I remember that. If you publish things on the Steam Workshop, like if you're an active creator, you will be able to maybe get Hades's assets for free without donating. So that's something else to keep in mind. I kind of like this now. This being flat, I think, works a little better. So I think I want to squeeze in an extra house in here. So let's do that real quick. And I think we need... Which house, how can we use this one? Great. Qboy, by the way, since I have you here, is there a version of Move It? So right now I'm using the workshop version because I think it was newer than the one I was using before, but is there an extra version that you want me to like give it a shot? Because I checked on that Discord server we were talking on, and I couldn't find any newer versions besides the one I already had, which was causing some issues with the terrain altering things and just weird glitches of the kind. So I wasn't sure if there's a new version that I could maybe try out. Especially because this one doesn't have PO support. Water and power, how do you do it? Remove alerts or some mods? I think for the most part everything has water and power. I mean, water, it's pretty easy. You just like lay down a whole bunch of pipes. And power, I think, yeah, it connected through this little gap here. But usually whenever I'm like building something kind of far away, what I do is either ignore it, like this one over here. Oh man, I forgot that we need to finish this. I either ignore it or I put down like one of these guys, the MMBW substation, which generates like a whole bunch of power. That's great. That's basically what I do. There's a newer beta with better terrain handling and PO support. Okay, cool. I will look for it again in the Discord server, but if I can't find it, I'll bug you and send you a message, if that's okay. All right, so we have houses here, and I might want... Can we fit like a metal road in here? Would that even work without destroying like everything? Here, let's try this. I want to have like a road that sits in between this upper road and this lower road where we can have some houses, but like terrain seems pretty steep here. Can I get that aligned? This may not work. Let me try to move it a little closer to here. Yeah, it's a little too steep, but I think if we do something like this, let's grab some terraforming action here. Probably a little bit too big, but like if we can smooth this out just a touch, I might be able to fit some houses on this side and then have, because like this neighborhood, as you can see, the main road where there's probably a lot of traffic happening has basically this just chunk of trees in the middle to like give you like some kind of a buffer. I'm hoping that maybe we could do the same over here, so we even have some extra wiggle room to perhaps move this road over here. This cliff it's not amazing, but I think it's fine for the most part. We will have to perhaps maybe connect to that. Will that even work? See if I can do some kind of crazy thing like that. It's a bit of a stretch. I mean, quite literally. But I think it makes some sense. So this should have been like that. Maybe this arch, this like curve doesn't have to be so extreme. This could be like a straight angle. I'm not opposed to that. I know it's like not perfect, but give me a second here. We'll tweak it. But I think that looks good. We can have an extra row of houses just on this level. In fact, we can try connecting it to this road. I'm looking for some good water texture and I can't find anything. So yeah, this is a custom map theme that we just talked about a minute ago. I don't want to repeat everything again, but to me, one of my all-time favorite water textures is the Cedar Valley 4K map theme. Just you can ignore the 4K aspect of the name. It doesn't really mean anything. It's not like, oh, if you don't have like a 4K monitor, you can't use it, or you need like a super fancy graphics card. I mean, it's slightly higher resolution than average, but it has some pretty decent, like amazing water textures. And I think Ronix has a couple map themes that have like pretty good textures as well for water. So maybe give those a shot. But I mean, ultimately, the way things look, there's just like so many variables that you would have to sort of tweak. I guess we can just... I was thinking of leaving that as a straight line, but maybe we could just do like a wonky curve like this to better take advantage of this terrain. In fact, maybe this should be a little closer to there. Maybe this could just dead end here. We don't really need to connect it to that up there. Yeah, basically getting like an overall nice looking game is just a matter of getting the right LUT. For example, Relight is another mod that you can use. I think Press has like an amazing video on how to like have the most realistic looking City Skylines thing ever. In fact, didn't he make like a newer video on this official City Skylines channel recently? You should check that out. There's a lot of really good tutorials on the official City Skylines channel. I say it because I made 3 of them. Okay, that looks good. Might want to add... Let's move this up. I think I want to add an extra segment here, and this a little cul-de-sac is just going to be that. And this one... I want that to be like a zonable sort of road. So the reason why I'm kind of explained this in the previous stream, but the reason why I'm having this like texture for the pavement and then transitioning to this one is, well, mostly for aesthetics, because I do like how it looks, how it sort of blends in, but also because this one, the one that has the bushes around it, let me show you a better segment. Like if I put a house here, like the driveway will be blocked by bushes, so it wouldn't look super good. Let's see if I can actually get this angle fixed, this tangent. There we go. That's much nicer. All right, so let's duplicate a few of these buildings, because why not? And kind of line it to this node. There we go. Wow, this one came out red. That's interesting. In fact, let's make all these like, or at least some of these, a little on the darker side of things. There we go. I guess the other ones were a little darker. And maybe at this point, should I add more? Yeah, I kind of want to keep this entire neighborhood sort of following the same architecture pattern. Personally, it's just terribly bothers me how water is unnatural blue. Your water is at least translucent. Yeah. I don't remember the Cedar Valley water being like so I mean, it was pretty blue. The Sinu water was like really blue. But the Cedar Valley one wasn't that bad, I don't think. Or, yeah. It was a little, like Gatorade, like blue Gatorade, kind of. I get your point. Yeah, this one definitely looks much more realistic. I mean, you have to, like, consider that assets have evolved significantly since the game has came out. Like Cedar Valley, the map theme was just like one of the first one with high resolution textures. Like, and this was like 3 years ago now, or 2 years ago. So that raised the bar so high that everything that came after that was like significantly better, just because there was some asset that was like way better than everything else that was around it at the time, if that makes any sense. And what I mean, I know Cedar Valley was like my project, but I didn't do the map theme. It was made by Markfire, if I remember correctly. Joran, thank you for sticking around and for the reset, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day / evening. For me, it's 11 a.m. right now, so, you know, it's not too bad. Let's see, let's move this house closer to the edge right here. Let's try to like keep these houses a bit more close together. Don't really want to cram a lot of stuff in here, but you know, if I can get a few more extra houses, why not? This kind of curve bugs me a little bit, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, that's actually the perfect spot. Let's take a look at it. The frame rate is terrible, I know. If you never watch one of these Nydal live streams, you know, well, I guess now you know how bad the frame rate actually is. I think I've reached like 5 FPS at certain parts of the city. That's like a new all-time low, which is great. Let's try to aim for this other side of the map where there's absolutely nothing and things don't destroy my frame rate. You need to be there. There we go. And you as well. You are probably fine. So I think we want to grab these houses, put them trying to like sort of follow the curve or the contour of the curve as much as I can. Try to mix them up in a way where it doesn't look like too repetitive. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. And this one just right at the end. Might be able to squeeze in an extra one. Actually, over here we can have like a much larger house. Let's do that. I want to add like one of these like fancy houses. Where do we have them? They're not, I don't think they're labeled as French, so we will have to do that instead. Yeah, like one of these guys. So it's like a clubhouse. Imagine this was like some old bourgeoisie, like industrialist who used to have a weekend house, like a vacation home around this area. Can I actually plop it somewhere? Yes, I can. So this house will have its own like dedicated driveway, perhaps separated from everyone else's. I have to do some terraforming here so that actually I don't know, hang on, let's make this right. So in this case I think I want this road to sort of come in through here. Can I do that? Yes, I can. All right, so let's unselect this, have this be a line there. So this guy's driveway will be that. Something like that. Actually, you know what? Can we just straight up keep using the same type of road? Sort of. If we bring this down, will it go down? Not really. Okay. But what I can do is add a node here and just convert the last bit of it. And now we have like a nice entrance. In fact, we could just stretch this far. That's just destroying the curves and everything, but it's okay. Sort of. I mean, that kind of works. I'm okay with that. There you go. He's out on his bike. Yeah, 5. Oh, Ping the Net, how's it going? Yes, 5 FPS. It's getting there. I've heard worse. I think Press was saying the other day that he's getting like what, like 4 FPS, something like that. Maybe 3 at certain places. It's basically a PowerPoint presentation at that point. Do you think citizens of Nydal make holiday in Sinu? It's probably a bit of a, I mean, I would say I can estimate that a flight from Nydal, which doesn't even have an airport, so you have to commute to some other airport. It will probably be like easily like a 20-hour trip. So they would have to be really motivated to make that happen. But I mean, it's possible. Why not, right? Let's get some terraforming networks in here so that we can fix that stuff. Maybe something like this. Make it so that it's aligned with that. And perhaps just bring this like that. I wonder, is this a driveway? That's kind of bugs me a little bit. Hang on. Let's get that hidden. I feel like this needs to be a bit more secluded than what it currently is. So let me just, let's get all of these selected. And perhaps move this to like there. That works slightly better for me, I think. So then we can have this sort of driveway be extended a bit more. We can have like a mini mansion here. And now the cliff is like not super wonky anymore. I might want to push this over to yonder. And we'll have to get rid of the pavement again, but that's fine. I almost kind of want to push this inland just a touch. Let's get that selected there so that the terrain is not super steep here. I don't care if this part is too crazy, mostly because it's just covered in trees. But this area is going to be a bit more visible, so I want to make sure that that looks okay. Something like that. We can ease the transition. There we go. That's looking good. Let's get let's get rid of this pavement once more. Oh, and then we have this sort of situation here. Let's try to select just the node all the way to there. In terms of trees, I guess we'll move these just basically out of the way. Is this like as aligned as it could be with this? Probably. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, you have to transfer at FPS. So yeah, you have to get from here on a boat somehow, then probably a car, to the US. So you basically have to go back to the American continent. From there, you go to the, basically, I don't know, like the Midwest. You take a plane from there, and then you fly. I was doing. I was trying to get tickets to actually visit like Sinu in real life in the Maldives. What was it called? The Adu Atoll. And it was a flight that had like at least 3 stops. Like that was like the shortest one. I think there was a shorter one that had like, but it was like way too expensive. And this one with 3 stops was already like pretty steep, like as in like $2,000 per person kind of thing. And this is on coach, like not on first class or anything like that. And I was like, well, I guess that's not happening. It was pretty intense. And you had to like, I think you had to stop like from LA. You would fly to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and from there to somewhere in India, and from there to the Maldives. That was like one of the cheapest / shortest flights, and that was like easily like 30 hours. So insane. Yes. Add some fences to make it look pretty. Yes, I will. There's going to be a lot of fences and trees and things. So give me a moment here, because I'm ranting. That's usually what happens when I live stream. You ask me questions, and then I just go on crazy rants and get very little done. But you know, I'm having fun. So, Tutor Nevis, how's it going? Still, you do have your house. I think your house is like somewhere around here. I can't remember exactly. Was it this one? No, this is Joran's. I know your house is like around here. Was it this one? This is Water Boys. I'm pretty sure you had one, but I can't remember. Oh, there it is. Here's your house. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Okay. Question is, should we? I think I want to detail this first and then just add vegetation, because that's like relatively easy. And hopefully by the end of this hour, we can get all of these details. So I better get going. All right. So first thing that I want to do is get some nice little decals in here. Let's make this a driveway worth driving through. So what we're going to do is just place that there. Rotate it so the texture doesn't look repeated. Try not to overlap them so much, because then you get the C fighting indexing. C fighting. The C index. C fighting. Why am I saying index? You know what I mean. So we can get that. In fact, we can just even go beyond. Does it have like a door? It doesn't have a door. Okay. I feel like this fence makes no sense. It's like, well, I mean, I guess this building is meant for like urban areas and not so much this place, but I kind of want to extend this just beyond the driveway. That tree I kind of want to keep, so perhaps we could just do a diagonal. And to avoid seek fighting, I'm just going to go page down a couple times. So now technically the texture is at a different level. That would look good. Now we have all these sprites kind of growing within. Some I'm okay with, some not so much. There we go, that's probably good enough. First of all, let's get a gate. And I want like a nice looking gate. Obviously not this, but something, let's see, what do I have here? Like something like this, but I think I have like a larger version. Like this thing, which actually looks pretty good. This is vanilla, right? Flying gate. Oh, I guess it's not vanilla. What about this gate? Ooh, nice. I think this is an actual gate from some real place, but I can't tell. Ascot gate. Could someone in the chat let me know? Z index equals CSS. Yes, I know. Yeah, that's exactly why I was thinking of that. Yes, you're right. This one's nice too, but it's not as interesting, I don't think. So now we want fences that would match this. I'm actually refactoring audio player for a responsive audio player. So that's why I'm thinking CNX. So we can add that fence over there, which actually happens to be the exact same fence the building comes with. So that's great. Let's see. So now the terrain is not helping so much. So let's see if we can... What was the node? There we go. This is the node. So that could be a thing. Actually, here we might just circle back to this, or what was it? A gate? We can have like one of these, which could work super well. So now all we have to do is just straight up bring this here. And then it's just as easy as moving this, perhaps, the node. Except now I have to move all the decals, which it's fine. Shouldn't be too hard. Like, things don't need to be like super perfectly aligned anyways. I want to try to like offset the C. I mean, technically is the C index, right? Because like it's like different layers on the C axis. It's in the UK. It's a race course. Interesting. Interesting. Tudor Nevis, thank you for the. Well, technically it's a resub, right? Or I think you donated bits for the house before. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're still enjoying the content. All right, so we need fences on this side as well. I might as well just copy this one. So we already have it here. Please throw some toasters in the chat for Tudor Nevis. And I'm so bad at like the community hype stuff. I guess I'm not. That sort of shows my age. I think that's what it actually means. So I think we could just end the property line there. What we will need though is push this like that. That way we can get the flat terrain. And then this door sort of like, I don't know, it just like opens up. Maybe there's like a little path in the forest that we can carve. Like something like this, but like nicer. Actually, this could work. Like if we'd have something like this. It's a little steep, but it's fine, I think. I mean, you're going to be hiking here anyways. I can climb that. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be like riding a wheelchair or anything there, but it works. Actually, what if we do... I thought I had like an extra node. What happened here? Oh, it's just like automatically connecting to it. Okay, never mind. But you could have like a thing like this. So it's like zigzags across the mountain. Not bad. All right, so I think I also want to have one of these sort of go into the mountain. Try to like match this gate as close as possible. There we go. Let's add some hedges, I think. Actually, do we want to keep the hedges in or out? Kind of like both, perhaps? Try to select it is challenging, to say the least, but... So it's like, I want it to look like, you know, a little overgrown. It's kind of what I'm aiming for, just to give this place a little bit more of a privacy. There we go. Thank you for the lots of toasters in the chat. I need to come up with a few more emotes. I used to have a prop limit emote in when I was streaming on YouTube. I should probably port that to Twitch. Oh, you want to see something cool? Okay, give me a second here. Give me a second. I want to show you something cool. Sorry, no sound. What I was saying is I got new merch in the store, and this is one of them. I'm gonna try to like speak through the microphone. There we go. And there's another one that I've ordered, but it hasn't gotten here yet. So there's like 2 new designs, and I'm actually pretty happy with them. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Pingthenet. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited with these ones. I can't wait to wear it. I need to actually wash it first because it stings. You know, that it has like that new clothes smell that it's not the most appealing. But yeah, I think it came out great. I love it. Anyways. Oh, by the way, you can also get the official Strict Toaster coffee mug. If it will focus. There you go. That's focused. You can like rotate it like this. Anyways, enough of the shameless self-promotion. Pingthenet already has it, so he's a witness of how awesome these mugs are. I hope. What does it represent? It doesn't represent anything. It's just the terraforming. Oh, you like that smell? Oh, it's so like acid and like not appealing. I don't know. It's just like vinegar. I hate the smell of vinegar so much. That's what it kind of smells like the closest thing I can think of. But hey, I mean, whatever. If you like it, who am I to say anything? I think I want to add a little hedge here as well, right up on the hill. Oh, and by the way, if you want to get that, stricttoaster.com/store. That's how you get it. Bing the Net says it's a great mug. I know. So happy with it, especially because I broke another one that I had that I really like. So now this one is like my default. Okay, let's see. Get some FPS PowerPoint emote. Yes, that's actually, oh my god, I need to write this down. That's a good idea. I don't know how the crap I'm gonna design that. But here, I'm gonna move it over here. Make emote for PS PowerPoint. Slow frame rate. There we go. I should just be like 1 FPS kind of thing. Tudor Neves, no worries, man. I hope you have a good rest of your night. 8 p.m. in France. That's not too late. You could stay for another hour. Anyways, I really want to get this done before noon, which will be in like 40 minutes. So I like this. Let's add some bushes here. Let's start putting some vegetation all around this place. Let's bring this down to 0. Because then it's just gonna be problematic. Can I actually smooth this just a touch? Is that a thing that I can do? Yes, that is a thing. This house is kind of pushing it there, but I mean, I might be able to just move it, right? Oops, forgot to select this house. Yeah, that improves this just a fraction, a tiny bit, so that's good. We can even smooth all of this out so we don't have so much exposed cliff faces. Trying to find a balance between these things. All right, let's keep adding these guys. For some reason, I picture this being like very secluded, sort of like driveway kind of thing, like very forest dense. So I'm gonna try to aim for that. But first I want to add some of these bushes pretty much all around just to like cover most of these areas, just to give it something that looks a bit more interesting, you know? And let's just go for the full tree menu because I never know exactly what I want. Oh, we could have like a row of these tiny pine trees. I haven't used them in a while. That could work. That's a nice epic driveway for a house like this. Kind of like it. Hi, Sasos2422. How's it going? Fountain. Oh, a fountain. A fountain could work. Is that supposed to be a hotel? I don't know. It could be a hotel. I think it's just more like a fancy residence. But yeah, I guess it could be like a boutique hotel of sorts. That would make, like, that would work, I think. Let's see. I want to add a few more of these in certain places. If this was like terrain conforming, this would be such an amazing asset. So Pedelmo, if you're watching, version of this that's terrain conforming, and also a version of this that's a prop, like basically all three options: tree, prop, and terrain conforming. That would be freaking perfect. I guess if it's terrain conforming, that will be a building, right? Technically. So let's add a few of those. I guess we can add a few more over here. The problem here is that, yeah, this is why I want it to be terrain conforming, because, here, let me point this way, because they're kind of floating up in the air otherwise. Also, I really wish that whatever's causing the bug with the shortcuts, I'm pressing B for the bulldozer and it just switches to something else, which is annoying, but yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Probably need a few more of these trees up here just for balancing it out. In fact, these I may not necessarily want. Probably a bit too much. Or I can just rotate them and put them at a different angle, which also works. Yeah, I like that. Fountain. Yeah, let's add a fountain. Why not? These are kind of huge, though. We can have like a tiny fountain like this. I guess this one would sit nicely here so that this hedge just doesn't end nowhere. But we can have... Yeah, these are like really big. I love this one too. This one looks great, but I think we might end up using just the vanilla one because it's the best looking one and the size is the most appropriate one as well. Oh, you know what we can have? Hang on, I have an idea. We could do something like this, which is kind of wonky, but if you give me a second, we might be able to pull this off. Kind of like a roundabout for cars to like loop around, trying to like avoid the sea fighting to some degree here. There's a little bit of sea fighting there, but it's not too bad. Probably you don't want that thing over there, but I do want some extra pavement there. Yeah, this works. Perhaps maybe move it like that so that it makes sense. So we have this like little turn. We can bring the fountain now, put it sort of in the middle there, and that way cars can just park around this little fountain. We probably need some curves. Let's go with the elevated curves here. So I want to select the nodes and perhaps just straight up align them to one another. I was just going to align it to the nodes we already had, but it's fine. So these two can just sit here. In fact, why not just go all the way, right? Might as well. Fan-freaking-tastic. So we can have one there, one there, one there, one there, and please don't snap to anything ever. Thank you. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, and there. Kind of like that. Let's bring this up just a touch. It's like a little bit uneven, but I like that. Like that it's not like perfect. It is kind of nice. So we can just get one more of these, just going towards the other side. Basically something like that. And we should probably do the same on the other side. So let's just straight up copy this segment, put it over there, and we can just come in, do that. And then do this. Where did I first discover City Skylines, and what made you want to do YouTube do it for YouTube so much? Well, I mean, I started my channel when SimCity 2013 came out. So, and I kind of I got bored of SimCity 2013 and I like shut down the channel. And then like 2 months later, City Skylines came out and I was like, no, okay, I need to play this. And yeah, that's why. But honestly, having the channel, one of the biggest things is that I wouldn't have done all of this if it wasn't for the YouTube channel. Like if I was playing on my own, I would have gone, like I just wouldn't have the motivation to keep going to this level. So I'm only doing this because I have the channel, if that makes sense. Because I'm certainly not making a lot of money from this. I can't, given the number of hours that I put into every episode and just the channel in general, I'm only doing it for just because I love the game. But yeah, it was just a matter of, by the way, hang on, I think I need to fix this. It was just a matter of, yeah, I want to play that game and might as well share it with people. Just gives you, sharing it with other people, I don't know, gives you a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability? It's not, sounds like a bit too extreme of a word to use, but it, I don't know, it just motivates you to keep going and like further yourself, like improve your skills and things like that. So that's why I do it. Needs an Audi parked out front. You're right. It really does. Just so happens that I have this A3 e-tron, which I actually really like. It's like one of my favorite ones. Boom. There we go. Blue Audi E3 e-tron. I think I have fancier ones. Do you have like a limo? No, I don't. That's like so American. Why would I have that? Anyways, let's get some leafy things in here. We have some floating trees up here we should probably get rid of. Which is kind of unfortunate. This wall is a little crazy. Let me see if I can get like one of these things, perhaps. What do they even look like? This one's 30 meters, 10 meters, erosion, stable, steep. I mean, what if it was like that? I don't think I've ever used these assets. Like, I mean, I've used the grass assets for sure, but not these specific ones. I mean, that helps a little bit, I think. What I think could work is if I curve this like that, and then bring this node back so that it sort of merges back into the ground. It's kind of a subtle change, but no, that doesn't look great. Come on, autosave. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's see, what else can we do here that would look nice? Putting giant rocks. These are the small ones. That I don't think so. Also because the texture doesn't match. Let me think here for a moment. Oh, you know what we need here? I know that I've used these before, but like, this is like mandatory. Is this a prop or a building? No, it's just a prop. There we go. Just so ridiculous. Have I ever been to Prague? I haven't, but I want to. The house needs a fancy name. Well, right now it's a Fairview residence. Yeah, I guess it needs a fancier name than that. Let's see. I really want to somehow get this to look a little bit nicer. Like, I don't mind if some of these trees are kind of floating up in the air just because you really can't tell. But like, if I cover these partially with these sort of bushes, it kind of creates like a wall of green, like a wall green that that could sort of hide the imperfections, which I am very much not opposed to exploiting to my benefit. We could even like lower this just a touch as well. We have some wiggle room here. Like, what if we go like that? We end up with this pretty steep turn, which is too steep. So let's get a bit of a nice gentle curve here. And the same is true for this one. There we go. That's marginally better. Let's look at it from this angle so that the frame rate doesn't destroy the stream so much. There we go. Move those out of the way. Move those out of the way. Cool. So yeah, so this is a little bit tricky here, but I think it works. Let's get a few more of these guys in there. Let's get a few more of these stone pines in there as well. This is kind of what I had in mind, just very surrounded by a lot of trees. So you look at it from this angle and it's like, it works. I should have a house in Nydal. I own all of the houses in Nydal. Okay, let me think here for a moment. How else do I want to proceed? I think I want to go for the leafy trees. These are like very like full, as in like they cover a lot of ground. Especially this like super giant ones. Like, so if I place, for example, this one here, it kind of blocks this entire hill, which helps out tremendously to keep hiding sort of the terrain differences, but you also don't want to like overdo it. Let's see, what else do I want? This one definitely helps as well. This larger bush. Maybe we can get a few of these tanned trees in here as well. Maybe even some tall ones for good measure. Because why not? I want to try to like show it to you this way. But yeah, this works out. Kind of happy with it. We probably need some flowers too, right? Because, you know, fancy place. The question is, do I want it those types of flowers? Here, let's add a few more of these here. Just so that it looks a little nicer. Same here. Get like a different shade of green usually helps. So in terms of flowers, I might want to stick to... Oh, these ones are really nice, but they're so tiny that it's like not even worth planting. Look at those. Those planters look amazing, but yikes. They're too small. Let's get a few of these orangey ones and perhaps a little bit of pink and probably do something similar around here. Mix up a whole bunch of different colors. That usually works out. And we can have another cluster of flowers over on this side. Something like that. Probably need to expand the cobblestone into the house itself, right? So we have that going over there. Everything else looks okay, I would say. Except for that little patch. There we go. Dude, I'm excited. This is looking nice. Okay, let's just keep adding more vegetation on the rest of these places. So let's start with the... whatever these trees are. These are the split trunks, unless I'm mistaken, right? Just want to add a whole bunch of them in different places. Actually, do I want... I think I maybe want some fences before I do anything else in between the properties. Like very simple stuff, like something like this. Which makes me want to push these buildings away from the road ever so slightly. district has the keys to all the houses in Nydal. No one will sleep in Nydal today. I guess they knew that before moving into Nydal. Like, you know, that's like public policy. Like, you know, I want to enter your house in the middle of the night. That's just gonna. It's obviously it's gonna happen. That's like the whole point of building your city, to like invade on your citizens at night. Maybe these are a little bit of extreme oil industry. Let's see what this looks like. Please update. Thanks. Yeah, no, that's even more extreme. Honestly, this tiny fence could just work because it's like lower. It doesn't look. It's not the prettiest, but what does this one look like? Also a little bit extreme. I kind of want like a low laying fence. That's a network. Is this the one that I was using before? It's so difficult to update them. There we go. This one's a little nicer, a little bit more gentle. But honestly, this one works the best just because it's like lower and also semi-transparent. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, that's much better. Doesn't look super European, but it's good enough. Especially because I want to fill it with bushes and things, so... Or at least surrounded with bushes and things, not really fill it. Did I add any more than that? No, that was it. So I can add something like this. Obviously, these two will have to be cut short. There we go. And I guess this one will just end here. Why not? Something like that. I wasn't expecting of adding fences all over the place, but I'm kind of digging the way it looks, so. We could extend these a bit more further back. But that's about it. Nydal needs a small airport with all of these all-time propeller planes, which came up in the workshop recently. Yeah, I'm still not sure if I want to do an airport because I've already built so many airports in this game. I might do it. I'm not saying that I won't, but right now I'm not really feeling it. It could be nice. Originally, I was thinking of having an airport like literally right here. This was going to be the airport. And yeah, it was going to be like a small, even potentially unpaved airport. I'll probably pave it just because it's very difficult to not have it paved, but yeah, I don't discard the idea yet, but you know, I'm not super inspired either. But you never know. You never know. All right, so these houses are a bit more problematic, I think, right? Because they're just sitting right on the edge. Actually, I haven't checked my segments in a while. How am I doing? These are lanes. Nodes is what we want. So we have a limit of 32,000 nodes, I think. Can I get that tooltip to not cover the thing? Okay, so I guess so far I've used 8,000 or 8,400. So we still have some wiggle room there. Not too shabby. I didn't pay attention to the props. Props, 11,000. Not bad. Not bad. Still have long ways to go in terms of detailing regarding props. That's why I'm also using trees too, just because they don't hit that prop count so much. And there we go. Cool. All right, so this is already looking pretty detailed. Let's just get a few more of these trees. In fact, why don't we add a few pines here and there? Just for good measure. Everything in clusters usually looks really nice, so that's what I am aiming for. This chunk of tree is like very, it's not, I mean, I wish this one was also terrain conforming, because it really does cover a lot of ground and adds a lot of detail, but it just, you can easily tell when it's floating up in the air, like here, for example, but it's okay because we're going to add more layers of other types of trees and bushes and things that will make it look all right. I love this tree as well. This is a Mr. Mason, right? Yeah, of course it is. Might need a few more of these giant oaks. And probably some stone pines as well. I could just put that there. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, these stone pines. I love these trees as well. And they're also Mr. Mason. Unless I'm mistaken, but I think I'm not. I'm rarely mistaken, as obviously you know. Everyone watching my channel knows how rarely mistaken I am. If someone is new to my channel, is just suddenly watching this guy, it's like, oh my god, he's so full of it. Just know that I'm joking. Okay. That is looking pretty good, aside from the frame rate. Let's see if I can point the camera at a different angle. What do you think? How am I looking so far? Should probably do something with the beach. We need like clusters of rocks and things like that. We'll take care of that in a minute. But yeah, so far so good, I would say. We can have a couple of these houses on this other side too. And maybe this tiny one. Thoughts on adding a school? Ooh, interesting. Yeah, school would make sense here. So, okay, here's the thing. This whole area is probably going to be the university. So I could add a school, but then it's going to, you're technically going to have a giant school next to it. So that's going to be something. Why are you not the right height? I guess you are now. Let me think about that for a moment. So first, let me just get all of the rest of the fences in place. More than a school, I think what we need here is like a police station or something like that. What police stations do we have? We have quite a few of them. How big is this one? This one is a little bit extreme for this location. What about this one? Modular police station. I don't even know what these look like. Looks like a... Not like a whole lot. Okay. And I think that's it. Honestly, the vanilla one would probably work best here. Is this too extreme for this location? Kinda, sorta. We could fix this. Let's fix this. We can bring it really close to the road so that even these like 3 lamps sort of look like they were put there on purpose. And let's get one of these pine trees to move down the hill like this. The other one could just be sitting here. But this exposed wall, I think we could use one of these retaining walls. And we're gonna hide it just barely inside of the hill. That way it doesn't look super crazy. Come on, autosave. Like it could look something like this. Which is a little strange, but I think it works. The problem is that we also need to come this way now. That works. I kind of like it. Yeah, I'm probably going to use the campus DLC. It has some really interesting buildings. I really couldn't care less about the whole game mechanic regarding that. But as far as the buildings look like, I think they could make a great looking campus. So yeah. What about a small fish restaurant in the neighborhood? Yeah, I think we need some kind of like mini commercial strip here, because otherwise all these people have to drive to the city, or, you know, yeah, I guess they will have to drive because there's no public transportation in this area. There might be a bus running on this road at some point, but not right now. Let me quickly get this finished though. What I want is ploppable pavement. Get that aligned as much as I can. Oh, I think the building is like much higher than everything else. So here, let's see if we can bring this down just a touch without destroying everything. Oh, we're really pushing it here. Let's see. It would have to be right about there, which improves this look, but now we end up with a bit of a steep curve here, which, I don't know, it's not that bad. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go, that's much better. So if you look at it from this angle, if I can get the right lens on this, clearly. That looks like a reasonable steepness. So yeah, I don't mind that. So let's bring this down just a touch. Apparently that's as far as I can take it. All right, there we go. And Just complete the rest with some surface painted. Where on the map I am at the moment. This is where we are. This is this neighborhood right here, just to give you some context. I'm trying to avoid showing you what's right next to my face here, because that's the episode that's coming out tomorrow, which is one of those big episodes, big builds. And I actually got it done in one episode, so that's pretty good. We need to get rid of this tree that's like in the mountain itself. Probably get rid of this one as well. Actually, we can just hide some of these imperfections with other types of trees. Like something along these lines. Let's get some good looking pines going in there. Maybe some stone pines in here as well. There we go. Kind of going a little bit nuts here with the trees, but I kind of like it. We need a few more of these. Try to like have some visual differences, especially the different contrasts of the multiple shades of greens that I'm using. And suddenly that looks pretty good. Why don't we add, we need some like bushes to hide this little gap here. Like for example, this, even this, and maybe a few of these. Just to like mark the entrance to the, what I'm guessing will be the parking lot. Actually, let's search for some parking spaces. Do we have like actual decals for parking? Because otherwise, oh yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Actually, kind of like this. Is there something that matches the color of that? No. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this in here. I'm trying to leave a gap there. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Yeah, because it's like overlapping with the thing. It's not amazing, but it's okay, I think. Let's see. Let's try everything else first, and then we'll figure something out. I just don't want to keep everything, you know, be like plain concrete if I can avoid it. This one I can leave empty. And perhaps do something like that. That sort of works. And let's get this in place. It would have to be like in the middle. Let's see if I can align these two so that it looks like the least amount of weird possible. But, you know, somewhat random. That kind of works. What about over here? Let's try to match those. So if you grab some police props, like that one and this one, it looks a little bit interesting. Oh yeah, Ping the Net, you saw it. He says it's a good episode, so everyone should trust Ping the Net by now. He knows how good it came out. I sound like such a, like my ego is so big, it's like it doesn't even fit on this stream. which is partially true. Anyways, that works. Quite happy with that. It's kind of weird having those like bleeding edges there, but I think it's mostly fine. Let me get rid of this thing because we don't need that. Maybe we can have like another. We could have like extended pattern design. Kind of hate that it blends in with the that it doesn't quite blend in with the road, but I mean at a glance it looks pretty decent, if I do say so myself. Let's get rid of the props and just only select this decal. Let's see if I can just squeeze it in here. No, that's not gonna work, but I could do this, and suddenly we have a few more spots out in the front. In fact, let me try one more thing here. Oh, this node is a little bit far, because if this node was here, I could have had a sort of a road connection into the police station, but I think this works. Let's can I make it red? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Done. My work here is finished. It's a pretty dark asset. And yellowish, but it works. I like it. Oh, those cars are kind of floating up in the air. Let's get those fixed. There we go. That's much better. Emergency vehicles always park in reverse. Easier to get. Oh, you know what? That's a good call. Let's make it right. Get them all parked in reverse. This one was already in reverse, and this one was as well. Cool, I like it. I'm mostly okay with this like bleeding edge here. In fact, let me try one more thing. By the way, the noise that you hear in the background is the street cleaner. I love when all the municipal services decide to, you know, do their job in the middle of my streams and my recordings in general, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, we're only like playing a video game here, right? Cool. Okay, so that's looking good. I mean, in general, it's looking pretty good. I think we need to add a few more details in terms of vegetation, but I might have to wrap this one up because I gotta get to work. I feel like we've accomplished quite a bit in this one, though. Let me show you real quick. Give you a little quick tour of our mini mansion here. See if I can like rotate the camera slightly. In between the trees, we have that nice, expensive driveway probably. And our Audi parked right there next to the fountain. Let's see if I can reduce the amount of tilt shift effect so that we can see it. Arcos 9000, thank you for the bits. That's awesome. Welcome back, by the way. I remember you from the OpenTTD stream the other day. Yeah, it is certainly nice having a clean street. Anyways, let's just keep going here. You know what? Let me just bring down. Actually, I might be able to just do this, and that will take care of partially the tilt shift effect. Actually, no, not really. Let's bring it to like half. That doesn't do anything, right? Like, especially since I'm changing it. Yeah, we'll have to bring it all the way down. Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of what we just built. Still like work in progress, but we're getting there. Oh, please, why are you going down? So this is the road that leads into the police station. I like it. I like this a lot. This is weird, but I'm fine with it. I might change it later. I know I might, but like for now, I think it works fine. Anyway, so that was the big mansion, and now this is the coastline. Let me zoom all the way down here. This is sort of what you will see as you're driving down this road, potentially. So you're going to see that big mansion at the top, and you have this like sort of hidden pedestrian trail. I feel like we need a lot more trees in here, really cover that up so that it's somewhat hidden unless you are local and you know everything about your neighborhood. So over here we have this branch out. Do we need, I guess we'll need some road markings here to like make it here. No, not props. What I want is network, and I want like this, but there's like a better version of this that I can never remember how to look for in my assets. Is it this one, or is actually that one? I think it's actually this one. Who made these? Tokachi. No, I don't think. I think there's like another set by someone else that looks slightly better. This is still Tokachi's, right? Yeah. What is the name of it? I know I have it somewhere. So those tooltips are like annoying as hell. Solid decals. I think it's Peluso. No. Oh yeah, something like this. So this is a decal. And this is, yeah, so this one's like slightly better, I think. Make sure that those two are aligned, and now make sure that these two are flat against the ground. Try to align them somehow. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little detail so that it doesn't look too bad. I'm expecting most traffic to come this way. I guess, yeah, no, it wouldn't make sense because the cars are actually making turns here. So never mind. Never mind. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me switch back to my camera. If you would like to see more of Nydal, you can head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/strictoaster. The link is down below this video player. But I hope that you enjoy this super short stream, and well, hope to see you in the next one. Bye.